Okay guys, we've all heard about the blue belt blues, but today let's stop picking on the blue belt and start looking at the reasons. Let's dig a little bit deeper into why people quit Jiu-Jitsu. My name is Bill Jones, head instructor of Top Level Martial Arts in beautiful downtown Cuyahoga Falls, black belt under Master Pedro Sauer. And guys, thanks for watching. This is Professor's Corner. Do me a favor, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, make some comments, tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm right. Give me your thoughts. I really want to know. I'm interested. So, one of the things I was talking about someone with earlier today was, why people quit Jiu-Jitsu. And this student has been frustrated recently, and I could tell they were visibly frustrated, and I didn't know why. So I asked. I said, "What's going on? How's everything going?" They said, just so much has changed recently. And I'm like, and I do change a lot of things in the school, but in general, it's aesthetic stuff, right? Like I add deodorizers in the school and I try to make things better. So I was like, well, what kind of changes have been happening? And they're like, well, so-and-so, stopped training and this person hasn't been around for a while. And I just feel like, my church is falling apart, right? Like they consider this like their church. And I said, okay. And I started thinking back to when I was a blue belt and a purple belt, and I remember the same thing happening, right? I remember the environment feeling like it changed. And it was because new people were coming in, of course, and that's always great, right? You have new people to roll and train with, and you meet new friends. But a lot of times as you go on, people that you knew, life happens and they quit. So what happens is a lot of people can't handle that. So, you're going to have the natural dropouts, like between white and blue belt, and then the few that happen at blue belt. Those are all natural, but I think that a huge part of the reason people don't make it through is because the environment starts to change a little bit. The characterization, the way people interact is a little bit different because you have new people coming in, and it's just different people. And as you get promoted, there's more expectation on you as well to help out new people. And I'm not saying like you're expected to like teach them, but you're certainly expected to act in a way that, hey, this is what's expected of blue belts, and this is what's expected of purple belts, and the responsibility on you gets a little bit higher too. On top of that, you end up with a target on your back, right? 8 years later, you're wearing a brown belt. You're like, I don't know how that happened, and all of a sudden everybody wants to just crush your skull in. Now, good news is you're a brown belt and you can kind of avoid it. You can make it not happen. But it's like, man, I remember when it was just fun exchanges, just fun little rolls. Why does everybody want to beat me up all of a sudden? But I think those environmental changes, those cultural changes that shift a little bit each way, and it doesn't even have to be a huge shift to be perceived as really big to an individual. Those can be really tough to get over. Think about, imagine being in school, where it's the difference between going from school to college. All the friends you had, everybody's gone. Or from being a high school freshman to a high school senior. It's very different. So I think that's a huge part as to why people quit, as far as getting outside of the injuries and things of that nature that we've discussed in the past. I think that dealing with and coping with that environmental change and that cultural change and adapting to it is a very challenging thing for people, and that's a huge reason why people quit. So the reason I bring this up today is because I want you to be aware of it. I don't want you to quit when those things happen. I would much rather you come to your coach or your instructor, whether that's me or whoever else you're talking to, and say, man, just feels so different, and have like that nostalgic moment. Hey, you remember when so-and-so used to train? Man, that guy was hilarious. And you talk about this guy or that person or that woman and the things that she did. And, you've got to look back on those times with fondness, but also think of them as learning experiences and be glad that they happened, but glad that you are where you are now. So that's my advice. That's a huge part of why I think people quit Jiu-Jitsu and martial arts in general. It's difficult to deal with the change. And guys, I really hope this is a helpful video to you. Thanks again for watching. Have a great one.